There are several indicators that will help you know, okay, it is time for you to re-strategize. And in this video today, I've listed out some of those basic points which I feel you should be aware of. And once you start to see these things, it is time for you to actually think of a way to re-strategize, or if it is for you to take another step, look another direction, or come up with something else that could actually help the business survive on the long run. So the first thing I'll be mentioning here is poor sales. Now, once you see that the sales or the demand for your product actually starts to drop, or you are seeing that it's not the rainy season, the normal dry season, but you're not seeing enough customers coming in requesting for your product, it is time for you to look inwards and strategize to know what's the reason why the sales and the demand for your product has dropped. It is normal for you during rainy season for you to see the sales drop a little, but during the dry season period, this is the time where a lot of people are thirsty, where only one person can even drink half a bag in a day, and your sales are not coming in. That means maybe there's something you need to really look into, or there's an area which you need to get some feedback either from your staffs or from your customers. The next thing again is the poor water quality. Now, this could either be from the water source or even after treatment. If you notice that the quality of your water is poor, it is time for you to re-strategize. There was a time where one of our boreholes, we noticed that it started giving out some muddy substance in the water. That's from our factory. So we had to re-strategize and think of another option. We had to drill another borehole, and we had to, change the connection of the raw water source. So similarly to, if you observe that your raw water is actually poor, or maybe it is very salty, or maybe it is muddy, that means it is time to re-strategize in the area of your water quality. And if it is in terms of your water treatment equipment, so it is time for you to check if it is to carry out some maintenance, if it is to do flushing, or if it is to replace some of the equipment or the filters. Then you need to do that in order to at least maintain the quality of your water. The next thing again is the low customer retention. So if you notice that maybe some of your customers, some of the people who were actually committed and buying from you before, they stop calling you, they stop requesting your water, it is time for you to strategize and possibly get some feedback from them to find out, okay, what's the reason for the low sales? Is it that the water is not able to reach you again? Is it that you are no longer satisfied? Sometimes they might even tell you it's because of price, just one thing or the other. So if you notice that the low customer retention is rising, you notice that a lot of your customers are not buying from you again. It is time for you to strategize and actually look inward to find out what the root cause or the issue is. The next again is your raw materials. So there are some times where the quality of your raw materials might actually affect the way people demand for your product, due to the fact that sometimes when the raw materials come, we've actually experienced it before, and from the printer, that's from where we got our nylon roll, we observed that some of the plastic or some of the materials used for rolling the nylon actually contaminated a batch. So when we produce and sent to the market, we had to recall those products back. So similarly to, if you notice that there's some contamination, or you notice that your nylon is leaking too much, or you notice that when people drink your water, they are perceiving some smell, it might be from the raw materials. And you need to think of another option at that point, or see if there's a way you could actually resolve it with your supplier. Another way for you to do this is for you to get your own nylon printing machine and print by yourself. So either way, once you notice that your raw material is contaminated, or it's leaking, or you're having some issues with it, it's time for you to strategize and think of another alternative for you to supply the standard quality which is demanded in the market. Don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to the channel, as this shows your support and it encourages me to make more videos. So don't forget to like the video. The next thing is, once your company starts to struggle, you'll notice that some of the dues and some of the things which are needed to be done for the factory, you are unable to do them. So if you see that you are lacking in fumigation, You are lacking in vehicle maintenance and payment of electricity bills and the rest. That means it's time for you to start re-strategizing and see how you could actually handle some of these things and meet up with what is expected of your water factory, because inefficiency in one area actually affects the overall productivity of the water factory. Then there is also low factory morale. Once the sales are not moving, once the water quality is poor, the mood and the atmosphere of the factory, even the staff, the morale is low. Notice that no much activity is going and everywhere is just quiet. So it is important to re-strategize at this point and think of a way that could actually bring back the factory. And there's also poor environment. When activities are not going on, when things are just static in the factory, when there is no demand, you'll notice that the environment will start to look as if nobody is actually there. So it is important to acknowledge all these points and re-strategize. The strategizing will come in terms of maybe thinking of new way of doing business, getting new marketing outlets, getting new staffs possibly, and just overall coming up with a strategy that could actually benefit or help your company improve on the long run. So these are just some of the points I'll be sharing in this video today. Don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to the channel, and this encourages me to make more similar videos like this.